Welcome to Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Quaker State 400 presented by Walmart. I'm Alex Hayden bringing you the second race from Atlanta this season. The teams will be looking to leverage the lessons from the race earlier in the year and lock up a playoff spot this time out.
Well, look what we have here. We have a caution during the national anthem again. What a way to start the stream. This is becoming a common practice at this point. Hang on, my camera's not working very well. I gotta get my camera on here. We're gonna obviously have to restart this. Give me a second. What a start to this stream. Yeah, it is funny how the national anthem plays all the way through. Oh boy. So we have our... Are we just gonna restart right now? Oh, I can't. I tried to pause it. Put the pit. There's the flyover. Lap 7. Oh, we got another caution.
Let's head down to the track as the drivers and teams are making their final preparations and get ready to take the command.
Caution during the national anthem. We're pitting. I feel like my game's gonna crash. What are we doing here? We going green yet? I think they're racing without me. I don't know, this is weird. Lap 13. We don't have any damage, that's surprising. We will restart. Let's try this again. Hopefully this doesn't scramble up the qualifying order at all. It shouldn't. Let's see. Nope, everything looks to be the same. Alright, well, welcome to tonight's stream. Haven't even gotten into the intro yet. This is interesting. I was not expecting... I should start expecting the cautions during the national anthem more. I think this is the third or fourth time it's happened to us on NASCAR 22. Needless to say, caution during the national anthem to start the stream. We are racing the Quaker State 400 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway tonight. The newly revamped Atlanta, of course, a super speedway race will be on tap for this evening. 400 miles, 260 laps. Chase Briscoe will be starting on the pole, coming in off a strong top 5 performance yesterday at Road America. Ryan Blaney will start outside of the front row. He's a good super speedway racer, a 3-time super speedway racer in the NASCAR Cup Series 4 if you count a Daytona dual win as well. Tyler Reddick and Chase Elliott will line up in row number 2. Elliott won this race in real life earlier this year, and he just won at Road America yesterday. It was his 3rd win of the season. Rush Chastain and Kurt Busch will be in row number 3. Kurt Busch won on the last race at the old Atlanta Motor Speedway, which was the Quaker State 400 back in 2021. We'll see what he can do on this 2022 revamped circuit. Alex Bowman and Joey Logano will be in row number 4. Bowman, he is on a hot streak right now. He has finished inside the top 10 in the last 3, but he has had top 5s in the last 2 races. He's starting to move up in the point standings a little bit. He's now inside the top 10. Joey Logano is going to start on the outside of him. He has a couple wins this year. Kyle Busch, Daniel Suarez in row number 5. Suarez below the cutoff line. Kyle Busch right on the bubble coming in. And we've had a lot of near upset winners in recent races, and I think with the speed of super speedway, maybe we have an upset winner today. So Kyle Busch is no lock for the playoffs as of right now. Now, we qualified in the 33rd place position for today's race, so we'll be starting pretty deep in the field. If we look at other drivers that are starting deep in the field that notably run typically better, we look at Christopher Bell, starting 29th, Kyle Larson back in 25th, Martin Truex Jr. 21st as well. Even Greg Biffle, who had a top 5 at Road America, back in 39th. But we'll see how those guys will run today. Michael Turner, JD, Billy Kramer, Davion West, Billy Carjoy, Robert Lynn, Joshua Rumsey, and others, welcome into the stream. And let's get this race underway without further ado. We have had a caution during the national anthem, 3 or 4 times now. That was a weird one. I was looking at, like, I don't know what that was. It looked like the sky was almost reflective on the ground. 60 laps in stage 1, not very long. Green flag is in the air. These guys are probably going to have to pit in stage 1, I'd have to imagine, but we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully we get through without any major bugs or glitches today. I forgot the speed glitch is a thing at Atlanta in this game. I honestly did until just now. I'm checking up going into turn 3 already. Harvick was about to go 3 wide on the bottom. Thought better of it. Speed glitch is slowing me down in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Hopefully don't get turned there by the 15 of Garrett Smithley. Not going to stay in front of him. 1 lap in the books. It looks like Ryan Blaney led the opening lap of the race despite qualifying second. Big stack up in turns 1 and 2. Harvick lifted a little bit, still passed a couple cars on the bottom, and he's committed to just staying on the inside for right now. Trying to stay out of trouble. We had quite a few cautions in our first Atlanta race, though. That was 500 miles. This one 400. Speed glitch off turn 4 keeps slowing me down, though. A lot of 3-wide racing going on the front stretch, and that is not something you saw work out well at this new Atlanta in real life. I do have stability health on. It'll be interesting if the car is going to get tight on the long run, because I think it did in the first Atlanta race, if I remember correctly. Ooh, Josh Bilicki with a big move down to the bottom. Harvick almost slid down right in front of him. Harvick has to run the top, had to lift to try to keep it off the wall, and this is a dicey situation up on the outside right now, trying to hold his line as he narrowly scrapes the wall. A little bit of contact going into the first turn, 3 wide, Cody Ware, Michael McDowell, AJ Allmendinger. I do not like this speed glitch at all. It hasn't caused any wrecks, thankfully.
Clear.
I don't know how much of that might have been the caution during the national anthem, because I don't remember it being every single lap like this. It's allowing these other drivers to get massive runs, and they're getting around me as a result. Falling back 4 spots on the start of the race. Brandon Wilson, thanks for tuning in. Yes, we had a caution during the flyover. Reese Hesman. Oh, we got trouble. Keselowski's around. Harvick involved, and he's got severe damage on that race car. That is a tough break. I don't know if the leaders got to the start-finish line when the caution came out, but Brad Keselowski, Harrison Burton have crashed in turn 3, and the big one at the back of the pack. Our first caution of the day. Harvick is unfortunately involved. And that is not good. We are going to have to go to the back because we were involved in the incident. Probably should have just pitted there because there weren't that many cars behind us, but that is our punishment. Even though these guys aren't really getting around me at the very tail end of the field right now. Oh my god, the speed glitch is slowing them down. That's the problem. There we go. That is a tough break for Kevin Harvick, and he's just got to hope he doesn't have too much damage on this race car. Stuck in 3rd gear, that doesn't help either. Oh my gosh, this is not a good start to the race for Kevin Harvick. 25-point lead in the regular season standings coming in. There's just nowhere to go. Just kind of stuck in the middle when it happened. First of what will probably be many cautions in today's race. And we had quite a few in the first race at Atlanta earlier this season. And already the big one in turns 3 and 4 just a few laps in. Now I say the big one because of the car count, but really it happened outside the top 25. A lot of the back markers were involved. Of course, the drivers that started at the tail, like Harvick, who qualified 33rd. We do have expert difficulty on for today's race. Harvick gets to Kaz Gralla, Timmy Hill, gonna pass him both in turns 1 and 2, slides up in front of the 66. He's in the draft of Balicki into turn 3. Looking to the inside of him. So there's still decent speed in this 4-car. A lot of cars at the back at least splitting apart. You'd have to imagine, though, that did a toll on this 4-car. That just stinks. I'm not going to restart it because it was a legitimate racing deal. It wasn't like it was a glitch or anything. They just wrecked going into turn 3. We had nowhere to go. Product of super speedway racing, it just stinks that it happened as early as it did. Harvick going to try to rally as much as he can. He doesn't really have any good drafting help. There's nobody in front of him, and the 3 cars behind him aren't able to keep up, even with the damaged 4-car, and I almost wonder if those guys might have a little bit of damage from that wreck as well. DeMars, welcome into the stream. Not good when you consider the regular season championships on the line. Harvick needed to have a good performance today to try to stay ahead of Byron in points. It's a 25-point difference. We're not sure, of course, where Byron is at right now. He didn't qualify in the top 10. But obviously, it's a super speedway, so even though he didn't qualify too well, he could still get up there with ease before the end of this first stage. Kind of figured the track position was going to hurt this 4-car considering how short the first stage is. It's only 60 laps. You just got to hope that field doesn't really catch it. Remember, this is a 1.5-mile super speedway, so the distance on track with where Harvick's at versus where that giant pack is at is quite a big difference. And Harvick could potentially go a lap down here before the end of the stage. Might be in need of a caution here at some point. Try to get back into this. I don't think he's a lap down, though. See, that's the problem, is that they're so far ahead that if we did get a caution, there's a good chance that Kevin Harvick's going to be a lap down. I don't think he's a lap down right now. And now he's a lap down. Harvick is definitely a lap down now. That's our second caution of the race today. So first caution, Harvick gets caught up in the big one going into turn 3. Caution number 2, he's a lap down because of a scoring glitch, but because he was not involved in this yellow, he could pit for 4 tires and fuel. This is not a good start for Kevin Harvick today. We finished poorly yesterday after a good start. Today, it's the opposite. We have a terrible start to this race in stage 1. And Harvick going to have to come from behind here. Bubba Wallace in the pits as well. I can't hear the engine anymore. Now what? What is this race? Oh my gosh. Usually when it does this, we just kind of ride around for a little bit. Oh my gosh. I like how I'm going from like 15th to 40th to 16th, all under caution, even though I haven't passed anybody. Man, look at that damage. That's legitimate too. No glitch there. I have no control of my car. And we're not going caution speed either. We're going 110 miles an hour. In second gear, nonetheless. Look at the RPMs. We're cranking 8,000 right now. We're cranking 8,000. Hamlin's leading. I don't know how accurate that is under caution. Now we're in last. That might be accurate. We got a restart here? Maybe? Maybe not tonight, but what if we just run the rest of the race under caution? The laps aren't counting though either. We've been stuck at 19 for a little bit. Oh, I can hear the card again. And now we get to the restart, I guess. There were a few cars that pit. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, Kevin Harvick all pit. Blaney and Briscoe might have pit as well there. Green flag is going to be back in the air. Harvick is a lap down because of that scoring glitch. He's got fresher tires, needs to try to take advantage of it. I don't know that that's going to really do anything on super speedway though, but at least he can go a little bit further on fuel than everybody else. Larson about making contact with Hamlin. It's like I get no draft effect when it does that. I think that's why I'm losing ground, because my speed's not decreasing. Like contact with Bubba Wallace. I didn't want to... Whoa! I did pass below the white line. But you know what? I don't care when they're doing that. Or when that happens. What the heck was that? Oh my gosh. Now we're another lap down. What is this? I was in the track. How is this not fixed yet? How long has this game been out? Like a year and a half? My left side tires are blown. That's great. I have two flat left side tires. Thanks, NASCAR. Yeah, we're restarting this. I didn't want to restart it, but after that, I think we have to. Oh my gosh. I think we have to restart it now. I mean, it was bad enough I was lap down with a scoring glitch. I was going to race through it. But then that happens, and we go another lap down, and we have two flat left side tires. Oh, my gosh. All right, let's try this again. It all started when I got caught up in the big one. That was legitimate, though. I wasn't upset about that. I don't like how there's a speed glitch, though. There's nothing I can do about that. All right, so we're going to be restarting the race. Everything that happened, we're just going to forget, and the green flag's going to be in the air, and we're going to try to take two of the Quaker State 400 at Atlanta.
Clear.
We're going to be speed glitching over and over and over again. Major checkup. Come on. You've got to be joking me right now. Are we not going to be able to play this game tonight? It's ridiculous. Luke Lotus, thanks for tuning in. It'd help if we could actually race. Wonder if Ryan France had a little hand in this game as well. I don't know, maybe. Probably not.
Got one right.
I see what you're implying, though. I think.
Clear.
Kyle Busch fan, thanks for tuning in also. Thanks for everybody tuning in. There's absolutely nothing I can do other than to hope that that doesn't happen.
3 wide, 2 outside.
But it's happening.
3 wide, 2 outside. 3 wide, 2 outside. 3 wide, get 2 outside.
All right, Michael.
2 outside. 3 wide, 2 outside. 3 wide, 2 outside.
Definitely managing the throttle considering that they wrecked in the early going of the last race.
3 wide, 2 outside. 2 on the outside, you're 3.
Just gonna have to pray that we make it through this one, ladies and gentlemen.
3 wide, 2 outside. Got 1 right. Clear all
Couple
right.
laps in, side by side for the lead. A lot of 3 wide racing going on in that bigger portion pack up at the front of the field. Harvick's still in 33rd, right where he started, underneath Allmendinger. Big checkup getting into the 3rd turn. Massive bump draft to Michael McDowell there.
Stay left.
That damaged McDowell's back bumper, but Harvick's front bumper seems to be alright.
Clear.
Allmendinger to the inside of the 4. Garrett Smithley going to try to go up the middle, 3 wide. Harvick has to give him room.
3 wide, you're up top. Clear all around.
Smithley's run fades, and we've got trouble on the back straightaway and a major pileup. How did everybody go from like 180 to a dead stop like that? Our car is totaled again. We're not a lap down. Green flag back in the air. I'm going to back off. Going to remember to shift this time, but that's probably not the wisest thing to do, but I just don't want to be in a speed glitch. That's my big thing. Love/hate this game. There's not much love for me. I'll tell you that much. One car on pit road right after the caution. Couldn't tell who that was. Pack is really split apart though off the exit of turn 4. By quite a wide margin. Harvick's starting to catch up to the second group. Already a full straightaway behind the leaders. Over a full straightaway. So an early caution here. They massive pile up on the back straightaway. And what is our 3rd attempt to try this game, I've gotten stuck in the track twice. Massive run in the middle of 1 and 2. Harvick finally caught up to the back of this pack.
Got 1 right. Got 1 right. Clear, clear, clear. Got 1 right. 3 wide. Got 2 up top.
Really try to make some passes in this group.
You're 3. Clear, clear, clear.
Especially to get to that single file group that's pulling away from the double file group.
Still there.
No organization here. Contact off the exit of turn 4. Garrett Smithley, Greg Biffle. Harvick to the inside going 3 wide. Timmy Hill, Kaz Gralla. Now on the inside of Greg Biffle, so Harvick is at least trying to make passes. Big block by McLeod on Biffle. Could have turned himself going into turn 3. Decent run by Harvick. McLeod's got nowhere to go on the outside behind Hesmans. Harvick gives a push to Allmendinger in the 16. Hesmans just about turned Harvick. Harvick into line on the outside. Big push from the 27. Got into the back of the 16.
3 wide, 2 down there. Got 1
A little bit of a
left.
push to Garrett Smithley. Smithley about got hooked going into 1. I think he pulled a block on Allmendinger.
3 wide, you're up top.
That is some tight racing. Plow gives the shove to Harvick off turn 4. Andy Saints, thanks for tuning in. Allmendinger hugging the 15. A lot of contact off the exit of turn 4 as they slow each other off. Harvick up to 31st as he gets by him. Ever played GT7? I have not. Anita Ludo, welcome into the stream. Also, Corey Freed, I see you in the chat. So Harvick up 2 spots from the start. Everybody on the lead lap still, despite having an early caution. Really need this to stay green to the end of the stage. That's our best chance to stay on the lead lap. I'm hoping that if we get track position, that maybe the glitch isn't going to be as bad, bogging the track. Not the track, but bogging the field up. I mean, might as well bog the track up. That doesn't make any sense, but I have gotten stuck in the track twice. So. Got to find our way around that. Hopefully we can get through tonight's race. I don't know how many more times we're going to be able to deal with that and restart it. The more and more we restart it, the longer the stream's going to end up taking. I mean, I guess I don't have to work tomorrow, but I don't want to make it a long night on you guys. Especially middle of the week. Driving in Georgia is just like the... oh, you get stuck in the road? I guess you could, depending on how big some potholes are. I haven't driven through, like, highways on Georgia. I don't remember it being that terrible. Oil Beamer 66, thanks for tuning in on the channel recently. Love the content. Commitment to this pile of junk is wonderful. I'll tell you what, it doesn't get any junkier than it has been tonight. It all started with a caution during the national anthem, and then after that, we had a glitch while we were on pit road while the national anthem had just finished, where the race still hadn't started yet. We were under caution the second time. Then I was on pit road, and the sky was reflective off the track. So that was the first restart. Technically, I've restarted 3 times. That was the first restart. Then we were running. We got stuck a lap down with a scoring glitch on an early yellow. Because the leaders had crossed the start-finish line, but we didn't when a caution came out. You know, so be it. That's just part of this game. We try to race through it. And then I got stuck in the track on the restart after that. Ended up flipping as a result. And had 2 flat left side tires. We tried getting the restart in, and then literally the first lap after that next restart, got stuck in the track again. So we have restarted this race 3 times because of those reasons. And we are here on lap 22 now. The good news is we're on the lead lap still, and we are 22 laps in without a major enough glitch to at least keep this race going. But the problem is that we're in 31st, and we're not in any position to get any stage points right now. We have lost the lead draft. We do have all the back markers in our rear view mirror right now. They're running 2x2, so not very organized. Harvick keeping a decent pace in front of him. And I'm going to have to imagine everybody will have to pit at some point in this stage. Although I'm not entirely sure. 60 laps is going to be interesting. Glad the summer race at Atlanta is going to be at night. Yeah, it should be. I think a lot of racetracks I go to in the summertime should be at night. I mean, they used to be, but then they ended up having them in like Nashville should probably be a night race. And it was last year, but that's because it got rained out. It was probably going to be more like an evening race. It wasn't going to end in the nighttime. Because even the year, I mean, they moved the start time back, but then they moved it back far enough that, you know, it becomes more of a threat of rain at that time of the day. think it started 4 o'clock local time. You might as well push it back to like 7. Just push it back a few more hours. Because even when I went in 2021 to Nashville, I think it was like 90 degrees that day. It was definitely one of the warmer races I went to that year. Oh, Nashville's at 7 now? Okay. I honestly forgot about that. Never mind. That's good. Al Harvick's really pulling away from that pack. What are they doing back there? Nothing too out of the ordinary. Yeah, really have to stay green to the end of the stage. If we get a caution, there's a good chance Harvick's going to be a lap down. Unless he crosses the start-finish line, and he's probably somewhere in the middle of 1 and 2, he could probably get away with getting a yellow, not going a lap down. Chicago Street Race starts at 5:30. I didn't realize it was that late in the day. It's going to be hot. I mean, yeah, but in July, that's going to get done before dark. I mean, it's probably not going to get... Well, is that 5:30 Eastern Time or Central Time? Because that might be, even though it's 5:30, if it's Eastern Time, it's going to be 4:30 local time. And it probably won't get dark till close to 9 o'clock local time anyway, so whether it's 4:30 or 5:30, it's going to end in the daytime. Although, if it rains there, at least they can race. Rain tires. So that's not too bad, for that reason. But yeah, that'll probably be... I mean, 4th of July, it's probably hot everywhere in the U.S. Hottest time of the year, typically. Easter. Looks like Ross Chastain and Chase Elliott are 1-2 at the front of the field right now. Definitely two drivers that have been winning quite a few races in the middle portion of the season. Chastain came very close to winning at Nashville. We were just talking about Nashville Superspeedway, but on our season just a couple races ago, got a stage win in that race, but couldn't get the race win. Joey Logano went on to eventually win the race. Chase Elliott, of course, again, won at Road America. He's up to 3 wins on the season all of a sudden, and took him quite a ways to get that first win. Kind of like in real life. Funny how that works out. Did he end up with 5 wins this year? It took him a long time before he got his first win at Dover. Coincidentally enough, that's where he actually got his first win on our season, too. Josh Bilicki is a car Kevin Harvick's starting to catch up to. Bilicki has lost the lead pack in the 30th place position. Just got to hope that William Byron's not in position to get stage points. 8 races to go in the regular season standings. Are definitely tight at the very bubble, and then it's starting to tighten up at the top of the field as well. Regular season champ gets 15 playoff points. Harvick leads by 25 points over Byron. We know we have 2 more road courses left. We're not going to have good finishes likely in those races. You'd have to imagine kind of similar to what has happened at Road America, Coda, Sonoma. You get stage points. There's a glitch in this game where if you pit under green on a road course, that your rear tires lose 100% grip basically, and you can't go quite as far over the course of a run because you're burning your tires off and you're 9 to 10 seconds off the pace. That's been the case on our first 3 road races so far this season. So we can say how we can get stage points, but then come final stage, if we don't get a caution, we have to make a green flag stop, unfortunately. Have to bite the bullet. Luckily enough, though, last night, as Harvick's up in the wall, I just got really tight all of a sudden. I had to lift, and I still got in the wall. Luckily, Harvick did not blow a tire. We do have complex damage on What I was going to say was that luckily William Byron had an off day too. He ended up finishing in 19th and scored 0 stage points to Harvick's 20 stage points. He outscored Harvick by 17 in the race finish, so Harvick actually still had a net gain of 3 points over Byron, despite Byron getting no stage points and Harvick winning the first 2 stages. His 10th and 11th stage wins of the season. Taurus, thanks for tuning in. Love to see Tim run Super Speedway NASCAR Thunder 04. I did do a NASCAR Thunder 04 custom schedule season. I did not have that track unlocked at the time when I did it, unfortunately. Thought this was a full throttle track. It is. I don't know why I got as tight as I did. I haven't gotten that tight before. I'm getting tight again. Look at the car going up the hill. I'm trying to stay in the gas this time. That probably wasn't a wise idea. I mean, I tried lifting before. It didn't work. I think it's because of the stability help. We're going to have to monitor that because now Harvick has gotten into the wall twice.
Got one left.
Drafts Josh Bilicki on the back straightaway. Going to go to the outside in turns 3 and 4.
Clear.
Probably not a wise idea with how tight the car is. Burps the throttle a little bit. Has to stay behind the 77.
Stay left. Stay left. Clear all
Trying
around.
to get around him here. I just think I'm so much faster than him. I'm not even going to draft with him. Every man for themselves right now. We're going to make a wedge adjustment. Hopefully that'll help. I would think it would. Going to take a round and a half of wedge out of the car when we make a stop. Still undecided on whether or not the field will have to pit before the end of the stage. Harvick's burned through about 2/3 of the tank of gas. It doesn't help he doesn't have any drafting help though, because that's going to help save gas. Look, he's staying with him, but he's got nobody to draft off in front of him. Loving new Atlanta in this game. I have not had the same amount of fun you have had, at least tonight. We won the first Atlanta race earlier this season, but everything has gone wrong with this racetrack in this game for me today. Got stuck in the track twice, and caution during the national anthem, which made for a wonky start. Had speed glitches on every restart. I mean, even in this race, we had one caution. We were having some speed glitches, but luckily nothing major has come out of it. Try to reset and regroup for stage number 2. You know the field's going to be bunched back up. We just got to stay on the lead lap up until then. So far, so good. That only caution came out right around lap 9. We haven't had one since. Down to 20 laps to go at stage 1 this time by. I'm going to guess that the field's going to have to pit before the end of the stage. I'm scared to short pit in case we get a caution, though. I don't think that would be a wise thing to do. I think we just have to stay out. Although, what does it matter? If I short pit, go a lap down, we get a caution, or I go a lap down because of the scoring glitch staying out on the track. I mean, it's kind of damned if we do, damned if we don't, really, at this point. Really having to widen these corners off, really arcing the car, trying to get the car to turn with how tight it is. It was not this tight the first probably 30-35 laps of the run, but it's been progressively getting worse after that mark. Hopefully this wedge adjustment is going to do wonders. Byron's in 10th place right now. I can see him on the leaderboard every now and then. You've been seeing his number up there. Top left-hand corner of the screen. So he's in position to get some stage points. Really hoping he gets passed by a couple cars. It'll be interesting how green flag pit stops when they cycle out as well. If we do have to make a green flag stop, I'm not taking tires. I'll make the wedge adjustment. But I am not going to be taking tires. I think I can see the leaders. Harvick's about 2/3 of a track behind everybody. That big pack back there, that first one at least, that is the back marker cars from 32nd, which is Greg Biffle on back. But then there was another group, which I'll look when we get to the back straightaway. If you look in the middle of turns 1 and 2, when we get to the back stretch, you'll see the leaders. See, they were just getting off of turn 2.
Got one right.
Harvick lifting, trying to just make sure his car doesn't get extraordinarily tight. He's going to be back in line behind the 77 of Bilicki again. Because Harvick is lifting on a super speedway with no drafting help. Definitely allowing some other cars to get a shot at him. Now he's having to lift more that he's in the dirty air. Might be better just to sit behind the 77 for right now.
Got one left.
Well, that didn't work.
Clear, clear, clear.
That doesn't show how tight the car is. It didn't even want to turn that time. Almost looked like it went straight right.
I'll be ready. Hit pit road in a few laps.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fuel mileage race in stage 1. I mean, at least I could save fuel this way, sitting behind Bilicki, too. Definitely get a big pull on him on the back straightaway. I've noticed the draft-in effect seemed to work a little bit better at Atlanta versus Daytona and Talladega. Now, this is the second time I've raced Atlanta, and I've only raced Daytona and Talladega once, and it's been a while. We'll have another race this season at both of those other 2 tracks. Had to get on the brakes that time off turn 4.
I'll be ready. Hit pit road in a few
Yeah,
laps.
the leaders are starting to catch the back of the pack. Oh no, don't do that, Keegan. That's why it's so hard to use the look back cam in this game. For that reason. I hit the wall hard enough, I thought I was going to blow a tire that time. I didn't need to use the look back cam there. I'm noticing that Biffle, McLeod, Grallo, those 3 are starting to catch up. I mean, it didn't help Harvick just got in the wall that last lap.
Only a few laps till we pit.
Tell you what, the leaders are closing in, and there is not a lot of drafting help here for Kevin Harvick. We might be a sitting duck when they get there. Keegan Fan and Lazy Lids, thanks for tuning in. I used to have a wheel for my PS4. Yeah, that damage from the big one probably isn't helping
5 laps
either.
of fuel left.
With how tight the car is, I would have to imagine. Car actually turned that time through 1 and 2. Harvick didn't have to lift. Still 10 laps to go this time by in the stage. Harvick has a run on the front stretch. He's going to get to the inside of Josh Bilicki.
5 laps. Stay left.
Trying to get some clean air to help this car turn a little bit.
All right. Clear all around.
Pit road closes with 2 laps to go in the stage. I don't think Harvick's going to make it anyway, but he's definitely going to want to stay out as long as he can. I don't want there to be a caution because we'll end up getting trapped a lap down with a scoring glitch, so we need it to stay green. And the best thing is that everybody would have to pit. I'm definitely going fuel only, and then I'll take tires. Well, see, that's the thing, though. They're not going to pit. They're either going to pit before the stage or they're going to pit on the restart to the next stage. So maybe I should take tires. But then again, if nobody pits and they take tires, then I'm going to go 2 laps down before the end of the stage. This is a tough decision here. I think I have to go fuel only just to try to make sure that if they don't pit, that we're only going 1 lap down. And by the way, Chase Elliott is the leader. I didn't realize he had already passed some lap cars. He is in this 5-car pack, making 6 with Elliott in this pack. So 7 laps to go in stage 1, and Chase Elliott trying to get to Harvick, so it's a good thing he got around Bilicki, and he's leading this group right now because Elliott is on the inside. Harvick's tight. He has to lift off turn 2 to keep it off the wall, and Biffle's going to have a run behind it. Starting to get a little intense here at the back of the field. Chase Elliott is lapping cars in stage number 1. 6 laps to go at the line, and they stacked up off turn 4. I don't know what happened there. But Kevin Harvick able to pull away. I'll take it. Elliott's still stuck behind BJ McLeod and Josh Bilicki. Harvick's lifting quite a bit in the corners. Pretty big gap between Elliott and the 2 cars in front of him. I'll make that 1 car in front of him. Kaz Grala just been passed. Elliott less than half a second behind Josh Bilicki. Probably going to have a big run on the 77 car who was in 31st. Harvick really pushing it on fuel here. Going to stay out this time by. There is 1 other car on pit road. 4 to go at the line for Chase Elliott. Harvick's about a second ahead of him. And I think they might have pit that last time. Gonna make the wedge adjustment. And Harvick will pit this time as well. So he is on his way in. I thought I was going to speed. I don't know how I got the car backed up in time. That was a pretty aggressive pit road entry. And we just have to hope the rest of the field pits before the end of the stage and that we stay green through these green flag pit stops right at the end of stage. Oh, I put no fuel in it. That's what I did. Oh, why did I do that? I didn't even realize I did that. You've got to be joking me right now. Well, now we're definitely a lap down. Am I even going to make it all the way back around? I can't believe I did that. I was panicking right as we were coming into the pits, trying to go no tires. I went no fuel and no tires. Such an idiot. I am such an idiot. Oh, man! There's no way we're going to make enough fuel. That was such a great pit road entry, too. I should have had that set before instead of waiting until the last second. Alright, splash and go. Let's hurry up. Come on! Why is that taking so long? Go! Let's go! Let's go! Come on! Oh my god! Oh my... Are we gonna go 2 down? Come on, come on. We can't go 2 laps down here. Michael McDowell just spun into his box. Off Kevin Harvick. Oh, here they come. Elliott's back in 15th. Yeah, we're two laps down, I think.
Pit road is closed. Slow down.
And I don't know why the car did that.
Watch the light.
I think I'm 2 laps down.
Watch the light. Pit road is closed. Watch the light. Pit road is closed.
Now, we would have only been 1 lap down, but I felt like that pit stop took a lot longer than it needed. Well, the problem is, yeah, we're 2 down. And William Byron wins stage 1. Of all drivers that could have won the first stage, William Byron's going to win it. That is massive for him because he was 25 points behind Harvick for the regular season points lead. And we had over a 50-point lead 3 races ago. It is dissipating quick, right in front of our very eyes. So Byron wins the stage. I just made a mental mistake coming into the pits, not taking any fuel. Didn't realize it till I was wondering why it wasn't pitting me. So Harvick's going to be 2 laps down. There are some drivers that are 1 lap down, quite a few that are 1 lap down. But Harvick is going to be 2 down. I guess Ty Dillon's probably 2 laps down also behind him. Either that or he's out of the race. There's your stage 1 results though. William Byron first, Joey Logano second, Kyle Larson third, Mark Truex Jr. fourth, Christopher Bell fifth, Denny Hamlin at 6th, Eric Jones 7th, Bubba Wallace 8th, Chris Buescher 9th, Justin Haley rounds out the top 10. I could still win. Oh, I mean, we're going to have to come from 2 laps down. At least I know we have to pit in the next stage. I mean, that's the good thing. We're going to pit for fuel and tires here. Which means I'm going to be able to go longer than these guys on fuel and tires, so maybe we end up getting a caution. I'm hoping. Oh, boy. Yeah, this is something. Now, we did make the wedge adjustment. So the round and a half of wedge did come out of the car. It just didn't take tires. Now we're going to put tires on it. We're going to top it off with fuel. We're going to start the second stage. Just checking in right now, William Byron has just won his 3rd stage of the season. He does have a win. He's locked into the playoffs. He's going for the regular season points lead tonight. He won at Atlanta under this configuration before. And Harvick is now 2 laps down at the end of stage 1. 100 laps in stage 2. Green flag going to be back in the air, so I actually forgot that the first stage was much shorter than the second 2 stages. So the second 2 stages, each going to be 100 laps, which will take us to the end. So Harvick's got 100 laps to try to get back on the lead lap. He's going to be 2 down at the start of the stage. He's stacking up big time right now, and he's just got to hope that the scoring glitches don't put him more laps down. If we do have any, of course. No clue how Kevin Harvick's going to try to get through these guys, but he's going to have to. Nowhere to go. But to go to the bottom 3 wide under Kaz Gralla and BJ McLeod. Hamlin thought about taking it 4 wide on the front stretch. That definitely wasn't going to work. A stage break was our second caution of the day. If we'd stop having speed glitches, maybe we wouldn't lose the lead pack after every single restart. Need to get through these guys. Allmendinger washes up into the middle lane just a little bit. Greg Biffle up on the outside. Ty Dillon in last, kind of holding everybody up just a little bit. Harvick to 34th. I think Cody Ware's still 33rd in front of him. I'm not sure exactly who all is 1 down, who is 2. There's more cars 2 laps down than what I originally thought. We got trouble. Caution's out. Harvick is going to pit under the yellow. We have to, right? We're not a lap down. The caution came out when we were in 1 and 2. I know I passed a bunch of cars there, but we have to top off. We have to go off strategy if we're going to get these laps back. Never say die. Never say die. If we've learned anything over the last week, we can't just give up. I mean, last night would have been a good night to do it, but in the other two instances, you can't give up. So Kevin Harvick should still be 2 laps down. Shouldn't have had a scoring glitch with that caution. Now he has more fuel in his car because nobody else pitted, except for maybe Ty Dillon, but he is same position as Harvick at least, as far as the same lap. He's not worried about Dillon. Green flag back in the air. 90 laps to go still at stage 2.
Rewind, 2 outside. All clear. 2 on the outside. You're 3. Got 1 right. Still next to you. Rewind. You got 2 up top. Rewind. You got 2 up top.
Contact with Timmy Hill. Rolla nearly spun as well. Luckily he didn't. Massive check. Up on the front stretch.
Rewind. 2 outside.
Harvick making dive bombs. Trying to get through these guys. I'd have to imagine the fresh tires are helping a little bit. I feel like if tires are going to matter at a super speedway, they're going to matter more at Atlanta. Just with how tight it is, how tight the car gets over the long run. Major speed glitch here. Surprised I didn't wreck that time. Please don't wreck. Please don't wreck. It's checking everybody else up. That's what it's doing. Wasn't checking me up. Problem is, the leaders are getting away. There's 3 cars that are pulling away from the rest of the pack right now. Harvick to 31st. A big push there for Kyle Busch.
Got 1 right. Got 1 right. Clear all around. Stay left. Stay left. Still there.
4 wide, almost into the corner. That nearly caused another wreck. Chase Briscoe got hooked by the 10. The 8 of Reddick was underneath all of them.
Clear, clear, clear. 2 on the outside. You're 3.
I'm just, I don't care. They're checking up because of the speed glitch. I'm going down below the yellow line. The white line. Look at how much it's slowing us up. How far ahead the leaders are getting. Not in the speed glitch. If I would have stayed in the track, or stayed, I would have been in the track, I should say, if I didn't go down below the white line. Harvick gonna take it 4 wide. Back straightaway. Truex. Dillon, Logano. And that's not gonna work, is it? I don't know how it worked, but it did. 4 wide at Atlanta, we didn't wreck. Briscoe gonna push his teammate Kevin Harvick here. Santiago Kid, thanks for tuning in. Patrick Shadley, thanks for tuning in also.
Clear all around. Stay right. Clear all around. Got 1 left. Clear, clear. 1 left. Clear, clear, clear.
Harvick on the outside. He hesitated going to the bottom with Chase Briscoe right there. Wants to get to the bottom, forces his way there going into the corner. Thank goodness I didn't hook myself. Briscoe pushing the 4. Wadding up big time. Into Jones. How are we not wrecking? We've seen crashes already today. Briscoe just shoved Harvick right into Jones. Everybody aligned bumpers square. Or at least square enough that it didn't cause anybody to turn. Despite the fact it looked like 3 cars were pushing each other simultaneously.
Stay left. Clear, clear. 2 inside. You're 3 wide.
Let's go to the outside of Eric Jones.
Alright, keep it high. Clear all
Outside
around.
lane stacking up a little bit. Harvick to the outside of Bell. They'll kind of knock the 4 into the wall.
2 down there. 3 wide, 2 down there. 3 wide, 2 down there. 2 inside, you're 3 wide.
We could blow a tire anytime we scrape that wall. Or make contact with another car, really.
2 inside, you're 3 wide. Got 1 left. 3 wide, you're up top.
Parting to the C's underneath Harvick. Who stays on the outside.
2 inside, you're 3 wide.
Stenhouse crowds the 4. Harvick barely keeps it off the wall. Good job by Stenhouse not making contact with Kevin Harvick as well. Like your buddy Jenkins, thanks for tuning in also. Come on, car. That was me. That was probably me. Maybe a little bit of both.
Inside, you're 3 wide. Got 1 left. Got 1 left. Clear, 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 clear. 2 inside, you're 3 wide. 3 wide.
Truex has to give a little bit more room.
3 wide.
You went up, made contact with Harvick, and now Harvick's in the wall.
3 wide. 3 wide.
I think we would have been all right, but the 19
Clear all around. Got 1 left. Got 1 left. Clear all around.
crowded the 4 into the wall. Harvick had to check up. ABC also welcome into the stream. Really don't like how tight this car is. I mean, it was tight in clean air with no drafting help. Now it's enhanced a little bit more that we have some drafting help. We're going a lot faster on corner entry.
All right, hold your line. Clear, clear.
I'm trying to take 2 more rounds of wedge out of it again. Harvick has a big run.
Got 1 right. 3 wide. You got 2 up top. All clear. 3 wide. 2 out.
Carrying it. Stenhouse making contact up on the outside. Cole
2
Custer.
on the outside. You're 3.
And this is the top 10 right here. There were a handful of cars that were able to get away. They are packing up
Stay left. 2 on the outside.
quite a bit.
2 on the outside.
They're coming off the yellow line in the middle of the corners just a bit. That Harvick's able to stay in the gas and keep it off of them.
3 wide.
They'll stay 3 wide into turn 1. Stenhouse gave the 4 a shot. Harvick had to lift to keep it off the 19 who had the 34 on his door. Harvick checks up just a little bit, getting into 3. Harvick
Got 1 right. All clear.
made contact with Michael McDowell, and now a caution's out. And that is not a good caution for Kevin Harvick. Now, we made it most of the way through the field, so we're going to stay out this time, but I think we are a lap down because the leaders had crossed the start-finish line. So Kevin Harvick is going to be 3 laps down in this race now. And the green flag is going to be back in the air. That's not good. So Kevin Harvick is now 3 laps down at Atlanta. Still in 3rd gear. I'm so stupid. And Blaney gets turned, and he's in the inside wall head on. Off the exit of turn 2. Hard hit for Ryan Blaney. We stay green. That broke up the field back behind Harvick. I don't know, maybe they got wadded up, but Harvick was in 3rd gear off turn 2 still. No caution for that.
Clear, clear.
Bell gets sideways.
On the outside, you're 3. Car right. Still there.
Harvick almost got turned by Kurt Busch also as Harvick went up the track just a little bit.
Still there.
Another car about got turned. Eric Jones.
2 on the outside, you're 3.
Can't tell who was pushing him.
3 wide, 2 outside.
Maybe Briscoe.
3 wide, you got 2 up top. Stay left. Clear, clear.
Contact between Bell and Hamlin. Hamlin tried to duck in line. Harvick blocks the 10 of Almirola. Chastain about gets hooked by the 2.
Got one right.
Harvick gets by Reddick on the inside, but stalled his momentum off with the contact. Starting to lose that lead pack again.
Clear, clear. Wide, get 2 up top, car right. Clear, clear. 3 wide, get 2 up top, 3 wide, get 2 up top.
NASCAR Cup Series 2311 Racing, thanks for tuning in.
Clear, clear, clear. Stay left. Still there. 2 on the outside, you're 3. Clear, clear, clear.
Harvick with a little half block on Elliott, now he'll move up. It does seem like these guys are slowly starting to catch up to that lead pack. Harvick, unfortunately, is losing Chastain and Cindric. Caught up a little bit. I do think Chase Elliott's got one of the faster cars in the field. He was leading very early in the race.
Got one left.
Car got tight again. I don't know how Harvick kept it off the wall that time. Lifted quite a bit more. Chase Elliott was able to make a pass. There's quite a few cars that are 1 lap down because I think there's only maybe 3 or 4 cars on the lead lap after the most recent scoring glitch. We've had 2 cautions in stage 2. We only had 1 for incident in the last stage. Harvick making a move on Elliott. He'll clear him. Underneath Austin, Cindric into turns 1 and 2 clears him. So now he's right behind Chastain, second in the second group. So if Chastain gets a big run, hopefully Harvick can stay with him and they can make some headway on that pack up here. And they are definitely catching the leaders. Whoever the leader is, Kevin Harvick needs to get in front of him desperately. And remember, Harvick did pit under the first caution in this stage, so he's probably going to be able to go further on fuel than everybody else. They're going to end up pitting probably around lap 45 to lap 50 in the stage. Considering they did not pit during the stage break because they pitted towards the end of stage 1 instead in those final 5 to 6 laps. Harvick under Chastain, side by side, through 3 and 4.
All clear.
Couldn't make the pass, ducks back in line, in front of Cindric. Chastain definitely getting a run. Hamlin and Bell about making more contact off turn 4. Now they're starting to stack up a little bit more. Chastain has caught the back of the lead pack. Harvick goes to the bottom, but his car's just way too tight. Gets to the inside of the 20. Bell moved up right in front of Ross Chastain, which opened the bottom up for Harvick, who clears Bell. But he had to lift as he moved up across the front bumper of the 20 car. Just because of how tight he got. Luckily, he had everybody clear.
Stay right. 2 inside, you're 3 wide, all clear. Clear, clear.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this car just does not turn.
Got 1 left. Got 1 low. All right, hold your line.
If we didn't have the damage on the front of the car, I really don't think it would be that bad.
Clear, clear, clear.
Thought about blocking Cindric, thought better of it. Hamlin scraped the wall getting into 1, and Harvick checks up and Cindric gets 5. Chase Elliott gives the 4 big push. 3 wide, right in front of Harvick, off the exit of the corner. Body slammed Austin Cindric just a bit. Bell gets by Chastain and Hamlin. Caution is out. Caution flag is out again. Harvick is going to pit this time. I'm really hoping the rest of the field stays out. I don't know if they will or they won't. I really hope they stay out so that way they pit up the green. Because we got to make up 3 laps. I don't think he lost a lap there. Leaders are close to the start-finish line, but I don't think they got there yet with the caution flag waved. It's our 3rd caution of stage 2 and our 5th caution of the race total. Nobody pits here, so Harvick, I mean, they're going to be pitting very, very soon. I'm going to guess they're going to pit within the next 5 to 10 laps after this restart. As the green flag is going to be back in the air once again at Atlanta. Greg Biffle gets turned. Harvick has to go down below the white line to miss him. Will we get a caution? That was as they were getting up to speed, Biffle got turned. But no yellow flag came out there, which is good. Harvick doesn't want a caution. He wants the leaders to have to pit.
Stay left. Clear, clear, clear.
One car pitting.
Clear, clear.
Surprised Moore didn't try to pit. Harvick's got a head of steam. He's got to check up. He's got to check up. Didn't want to, but there was going to be nowhere to go if he got to that pack at full speed.
Car right. All clear.
No major speed glitch here.
Rewind. Got 2 up top.
Come on.
Stay left. Stay left. Clear,
Okay,
clear.
that's
Clear,
not what
clear.
I wanted. You'd have to imagine that a lot of the field's going to be pitting here. Harvick on the outside. No, nobody pitted that time in this pack. Car in the wall, off turn 4. Harvick trying to get to the start-finish line before a potential caution, and the caution comes out again. That's very similar to what happened at Nashville a couple nights ago. God bless America. Had nothing to do with that either. I mean, we'll pit again. Really hoping they don't pit. We're 4 laps down now. Four laps down, all because of scoring glitches. We do have some cars on pit road, but not a lot of cars pit. And it did seem like a lot of cars at the back of the pack pit. So I don't think anybody on the lead lap pit. Green flag back in the air. Harvick's going to be good on fuel to the end of the stage. We still have about 45 laps to go in stage 2. After our 6th caution of the race.
Got 1 right. 2 on the outside. You're 3.
It just sucks. It sucks that the scoring glitches happen in this game.
Got 1 right.
We've been literally outside the top 30 this whole race because
Still
of it.
there. Clear all around.
And now we're 4 laps down. Field's going to be pitting. Somebody about got turned off turn 4.
All clear.
Harvick gets by him.
Car right. Clear, clear, clear.
Lost a lot of time still, but at least we didn't. We passed quite a few cars. We're 4 laps down. We're only going to make up 1 or 2 laps here. Have to hope everything cycles through. Big Chastain was trying to pit. Quite a few other cars coming in at once. Well, the good news is Harvick can run this out to the end of the stage. He's gonna get 1 or 2 laps back, but he is 4 laps down. (32nd). William Byron won stage 1. Hate this game. Maybe get 2 laps. The 27th. I think we're 2 laps down now. Joey Logano is the race leader. We'll know at the end of the stage exactly how many laps down we are. Pretty sure we're going to be 2 laps down. Byron's back to 13th. After pit stops, we're probably a full lap behind him yet.
Got one left. Clear, clear.
Just passed him there, but it wasn't for position. Harvick still scored in 23rd. Catching up to Blaney and Busher, who just came out of the pits. They're trying to get up to speed yet. Harvick to the inside of Blaney. Gets a run on Busher. Gets to the inside of him on the front stretch. I'll pass him into turn 1. Reddick was for position just coming out of the pit. So is Chastain. Harvick is up to 21st. I mean, we were in last just moments ago. Now we're up to 21st. Blaney right behind Harvick. Harvick leading this pack of about 5 cars. Good news is the race leader's not there. I think any cautions we get before the end of the stage, we have to stay out now. And just hope if we do get a yellow, it's when we're past the start, like on the front stretch heading towards turn 1, so we don't lose another lap potentially.
2 inside, you're 3 wide.
Busher pushing Harvick in the middle of 3 and 4. He got really loose with getting tapped on the left rear corner panel. Blaney still didn't pass him though. At least they kept just enough speed in that outside lane. Harvick able to get down to the bottom as he slingshots right in front of Busher. Busher pushes the 4, headed towards turn 1. Still underneath Blaney. Good news is Byron, being in 13th, not going to be in position to get any stage points this stage. Harvick clears Blaney off turn 2 again as Blaney pushes the 4. Contact between Busher and Blaney going into the first turn. I think we're not playing a drinking game with how many times I say the word contact today, because the cars are leaning on each other quite a bit at Atlanta, plus the bump drafting. Blaney pushing. That was before Harvick decided to throw a block. Catching up to Timmy Hill and Larice Hesmans. Harvick going to go to the outside. I don't know if this is going to work or not. No, it's not going to work. I don't know why I thought that that was going to actually stick.
All clear.
I've made some pretty dumb moves in today's race, both on strategy and
Car right.
in the race. That doesn't dictate why we were 4 laps down necessarily, but I'm not helping myself either.
2 on the outside, you're 3.
Contact with Truex and with Hesmans. Harvick slides right up in front of Truex. It feels like we've had more than 6 cautions today, but I think that's because I've been bit I mean, I've literally lost 4 laps at the 6 yellows. Now Truex hits Harvick going into turn 3.
Clear, clear.
Harvick somehow kept it off the wall as Truex passes him. Nobody else behind these two, so Harvick's just going to sit behind the 19. Push the 19 into turn 1. They stay a lot more stable when you try to push them going into the corner, but if I get pushed going into the corner, there's no help. Kevin Harvick absolutely struggling in today's race. It's gotten a little bit better in the middle of stage number 2, but it had to get worse before it got better. Trying to come from 4 laps down at one point in this race. You know, the final stage is going to be 100 laps again. Now, he can pit during the stage break. So he's hoping it stays green to the end of the stage, and then he's hoping it stays green when we start the final stage, because he'll pit during the stage break. And then we'll go from there, and we'll see if Kevin Harvick can get 2 more laps back, get back on the lead lap. And if they have to pit twice and he only has to pit once, is it possible he can win this race? I mean, we haven't seen anything quite like this before in the channel's history, but here's the first for everything. Esmond's holding up Blaney and Truex. Harvick to the inside of the 19 and the 12. And Kurt Busch and Esmond right in front here.
All clear. Far right. Clear all around.
Harvick gonna have to pull right back up in line behind Truex. He got tight. Just trying to let his car move to the outside. The car just decided to go to the wall instead. That's problematic because now he's going to lose these guys unless they get to racing each other enough. Maybe they slow each other up and Harvick's able to catch up again. I don't know who's leading. It was Logano, but I don't know if he had pitted yet. I'm just thankful of everything bad that's happened today that we haven't blown a tire. The amount of times I've gotten into the wall. I've probably gotten into the wall like 10 times in this race. Some of it's getting crowded or getting pushed into the wall, and some of it, you know, it's just a bad decision I would make to try to see if I can go to the outside knowing my car is tight. It's probably not going to stick. Try it anyway. We just have to stay on the bottom as much as we can. Even though the top seems to be the fast lane when cars are actually organized. When not organized, though, they check up. You definitely want to be on the bottom, because at least I do, knowing my race car. If I wasn't as tight, maybe I wouldn't want the bottom. Car only goes up to 5 gears. Catching another car in this group up ahead. Though the group behind Harvick's also starting to close in. They're mostly single file, so if Harvick can somehow stay in front of them, maybe there's a way where they can catch the group that is dysfunction with those 5 cars. Harvick moving up off the exit of turn 2, right in front of Chastain. There's a big block, almost turned himself. It's going to wad him up because now Byron's getting pushed from Reddick as he gets to the inside of the 1. Harvick on the outside, he is getting pushed by Chastain off the exit of turn 4.
Stay right. All clear.
Harvick tight, lifted
One left.
quite a bit.
All clear.
Chastain blows around the 4.
3 wide.
Just got to make sure we stay great here. Just cannot wreck, can't blow a tire. And we'll be 2 laps down at the end of the stage, assuming the leader isn't in this group, which I don't think is the case. Byron just walled Kevin Harvick off turn 4. And Logano is in this pack, and he is leading. And Harvick's able to get down right in front of him. Yeah, we have to stay in front of Logano at all costs here.
Clear.
For 20 more laps, Harvick's got to stay in front of the 22. Logano gave him a really big push. Harvick to the inside of Cindric, lifts. Oh, we got trouble. Truex is around.
2 on the outside. You're 3.
A lot of contact there.
Clear.
No caution. Somehow Martin Truex Jr. got turned, and Harvick, despite making contact, trying to get by those guys, was able to clear them. Back into 21st again. I'm not sure if Truex was ahead of us or not, position-wise. No caution for that spin. We stay green. Again, we kind of needed to. Or at least we cross the start-finish line if caution were to come out. Before Logano gets there. Problem is, Harvick had no drafting help, so this pack is starting to catch back up again. Very fast. Harvick's car is only going to get tighter and tighter and tighter over the course of the run. He can go full throttle. He's not as tight when he has nobody in front of him. Big block on Chastain. Byron's up to 12. I think he got a position with the Truex spin. He's still not in position to get any stage points, which is good for us. It's a 15-point lead as of right now for Harvick over Byron in the regular season standings if we were to start the final stage. Based off the stage points in today's race, which would be 10-0, 10 for Byron and none for Harvick. This is as high as he has been in the running order this entire race.
Clear.
It's a nice little shove from Chastain that keeps him in front of Kurt Busch. BJ McLeod, Ty Dillon, the 2 cars up in front. Harvick all the way up near the wall. Contact from Chastain. A wall tap at that as well. They're in the eye of the storm right now. Harvick able to find his way back on the bottom. Logano just about 2 cars behind. If Byron loses a lap, that would be big. Massive push Byron gave Harvick there off turn 2. Harvick dive bombs 3 wide into the corner, gets underneath Kurt, pushes the 78 out ahead. And now the 12's going to give him a push. And back into the outside to control Chastain. Harvick getting a shot from the 1 car. He'll take the run to the outside of BJ McLeod into turns 1 and 2. Has to lift in this outside lane, though, and that's going to stack him up even more. And again, he's 3 wide on the top.
2 down there. 2 inside. You're 3 wide. 2 inside. You're 3 wide.
Harvick trying to get to the bottom. He was lifting just to try to find a hole to get to the inside. That stacked up Hesman's. Car's just so tight with cars in front of him. Can't get the car pinned to the inside. Now he's got to run. He's going to go for it.
2 on the outside. You're 3.
3 wide, nearly 4. McLeod gets tagged into the 4 of Harvick, but nobody wrecks and we stay green. This is a mess. Dillon to push the 4. Everybody's scrambling to hold on to their lap. With Joey Logano in this pack and towards the front of it at that. Or at least he was. Don't even see him anymore. He's in there somewhere. I think he's in the outside 4 rows deep. Harvick can get the turn in his car if he can keep the clean air. fact, you'd have to imagine we'll catch Kurt Busch at some point. Harvick's going to have to get a run on him and make a quick pass.
Got one left.
Car underneath him. Dylan had a run getting into the corner. Slides in line behind Harvick. Gives him a little push off the exit of turn 4. 3 wide behind Kevin Harvick. Oh my gosh. From 4 laps down to 2 down. Mirror driving with Dylan on the back bumper of the 4. Harvick just has to time it out. How many of these cars is Logano going to be able to pass in this pack? Harvick way more comfortable at the front of it. Chastain going to push Harvick on the back straightaway. Outside lane as they work by the 42 of Ty Dillon. Chastain with a run, goes to the bottom. Harvick got a shot in the middle of the corner. That's going to drift the 4 to the outside. Chastain still pushed him all the way through the middle of turns 3 and 4. Harvick keeps it off the wall somehow. It's going to be a long 10 laps. Not 3 wide anymore back behind Harvick. Still wants to stay in front of Chastain.
Stay right. Clear, clear, clear. Car right.
Harvick's starting to block like a madman now, just trying to keep the one behind him. Didn't lift through 3 and 4, but man, Chastain's just so strong. He was leading laps early in this race too, just like Chase Elliott was.
1 left.
Bottom lane not open anymore.
All clear.
Ty Dillon going to stay behind Harvick as Ryan Blaney and Ross Chastain get by. Chastain was for a spot. Blaney and Chastain going to go side by side into turns 3 and 4. Harvick lifting in the middle of the corner and still going up the track. That's not good. That's not a good combination. Lifting and still getting tight on a super speedway. Dillon going to make a pass on the 4. Harvick lifts to pull back in line behind him quickly as the bottom was just free enough. Cinder gets the 4. Massive shot into 1 and 2. Harvick hangs onto it enough. Cindric in the 78 door-to-door right now. McLeod going to push Harvick on the back straightaway. Logano is 4 rows behind Harvick as of right now. Chastain and Blaney have been going side by side for quite a bit. Remember, Harvick's got a little bit older tires than everybody else right now too, which probably isn't helping the grip level.
Car right.
Why he is
Clear, clear.
maybe
Clear,
struggling
clear.
a little bit more.
Got 1 right. All clear.
Good news is Logano's stuck on the outside. And because we are 2 laps down, I believe we're only going to have 5 laps to go. And considering Logano's right behind us, he only has 4 laps left in this stage, if I'm not mistaken. Unless we're not 4 down. That would be, I mean, if we are somehow only 1 down with him behind us rather than 2 down, that would be awesome. Harvick's got a little less than a quarter tank of gas left, but he could still make it to the end of the stage, no problem. Not even really worried about fuel at this point. We're just worried about not wrecking as Cindric nearly turned Harvick off turn 4. Harvick was getting pushed and his car got really light. He stayed in the gas. And there's Cindric to the outside of the 4. Gonna side draft him. Off turn 2, Cindric is clear. Byron down with a run. Harvick trying to stay in front of him. He's not going to be able to. Byron trying to get to the inside of Kevin Harvick. Harvick going to hang on.
I'm ready. It's been rode a few laps. Got 1 right. Clear,
Now
clear,
Larson's
clear.
in the lead, so Logano isn't even the leader anymore. It's the 5 of Kyle Larson.
Got 1 right. Still next
And he's on the inside right behind Kevin Harvick trying to lap him again. Whether we're 1 down or 2 down, Harvick needs to maintain his lap. Kyle Larson the lead late in the stage at Atlanta. Off turn 4, he's making contact with Tyler Reddick. Logano in second right behind him. If we're 2 down, we only have 2 laps to go in the stage. 1 for the leaders. If we're 1 down, we're going to have to hold on for about 2 full laps on Larson and Logano. The good news is both the leaders are down on the bottom. Larson going to push the 4. Logano, will he try to take it 3 wide underneath as they work their way into turns 3 and 4. Just really hoping Reddick doesn't get enough of a run, but the 5 and the 8 are leaning on each other so much right now, I don't think that's going to be the case. That was not the end of the stage there. Harvick going to have to hold on. At least 1 more, maybe 2. Larson gives the 4 a shot in the middle of the corner, but that got Larson tight as he side drafts the 8. Reddick with a run. Harvick down again to block the 5. Here comes Logano. He's going to try to go to the outside. He's going to follow Tyler Reddick. Harvick's got to block them both now as Reddick got clear. Off turn 4, side by side. This could be the finish of the stage as they come to the line. Harvick blocks everybody. That is not the end of the stage either. Please, God, make it end. Oh, my gosh. Logano gonna get by Kevin Harvick. Does Harvick have a chance to get a run at him? This could be the end of the stage. Harvick got woed up. Down to the bottom goes Kevin Harvick. He leans on Joey Logano all the way through turns 3 and 4. Larson gonna push the 4. Back to the line. Contact. That's not the end of the stage. I'm about to have a heart attack. What is going on here? Larson pushes the 4. Side by side for the lead again. How many laps do we have left? Please make it. I'm begging you. Please. I can't. I don't know how much longer I can hang on without wrecking or losing the battle. Logano up turn 4 going low. Harvick to block again. That's not the end of the stage. No, it is. It is the end of the stage. Thank God. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to call that. That was exhilarating. That was emotionally painful. I think Joey Logano by inches beat Kyle Larson to win stage 2, and that was the case. Holy Hellacia. We're alright. We needed that. I don't know how many laps down we are still, because I don't know. I'm gonna guess we're 2 down. Wow. I don't think we've ever seen anything quite like that on the channel. Not in this game, that's for sure. That might all be for nothing, but at least it keeps us in the race. If anything. Oh, man. I needed a second to catch my breath here. Jeez. Well, Joey Logano is going to win stage 2. And for Logano, that is going to be stage win number 2 on the season for him. Kyle Larson ends up 2nd, Christopher Bell 3rd, Bubba Wallace 4th, Denny Hamlin 5th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 6th, Justin Haley 7th, Austin Dillon 8th, Eric Jones 9th, and Todd Gilliland rounds out the top 10. Byron did not get any stage points after winning stage 1. So 3 stage wins now for Byron, 2 for Logano. We have 1 more stage, 100 laps to go. And I think we're 2 laps down as we go to start the final stage. We're going to pit, 4 tires and fuel, which means the rest of the field is probably going to pit within the first, if I have to guess, maybe 20 laps of the stage. I'm going to guess right around 20. Maybe, well, they didn't pit until after. They might be able to go to about 30 to go in the stage, but they may have to pit twice in the final stage. We only have to pit once with pitting during the stage break, so we'll see. We'll see if we can come back. We went from last to 21st, and we went from 4 laps down to 2. If we have to pit one last time, we'll see if we can find a way to win.
Pit road is closed.
7th caution of the race during this stage break. We somehow went green about the final 35 laps of the stage, even though we saw Blaney spin on the restart, head on into the inside wall, and then we saw Martin Truex Jr. Also spin. And that was actually when he was trying to pit. Or no, it wasn't. It was after the pit stops, but he spun down to the apron off turn 4. Somehow didn't get a caution for that either. That was that was the definition of a fight, to say the least, at the end of the stage. 100 more still to go. Green flag back in the air. Final stage underway at Atlanta. A heart-pounding end to stage 2. Joey Logano in a photo finish beats Kyle Larson for the stage win, and Harvick holds on to his lap right in front of him. Had to hold on for about 12, well, it was actually more than that. We ran like 3 or 4 laps past what I thought we were going to. Now we have a speed glitch going on in the middle of
3 wide, 2 outside.
turns 3 and
2 on
4.
the outside, you're 3. 2 on the outside, you're
Costing
3.
everybody quite a bit of time with it.
Car right. Still there. 3 wide, 2 outside. All
The
clear.
exit of turn 2. Now Harvick's got pressure tires, so we're really looking to take advantage. Timmy Hill crowds Chase Elliott quite a bit there.
3 wide, 2 outside. Stay left. 2 on the outside, you're 3. Still there. 3 wide, you got 2 up top. Still there. 3 wide, car right, car right. 3 wide, 2
Solowski
outside.
doors the 4 of Harvick. Both cars hang on.
Still next to you. 3 wide, 2 outside. Still there. Stay 3 wide, you got 2 up top. 3 wide, you got 2 up top. 3 wide, you got 2 up. Clear all around. Clear all around.
I don't think I have much control
You're
over
3.
that. That was not a good idea to push Kyle Busch there. That almost turned the car on the outside, which was Garrett Smithley in the
3
15.
wide, 2 outside. 3 wide, 2 outside.
Nearly
Down
caused
one
that
right.
wreck
Clear
that
all
time.
around.
That would
2
not
on
have been
the
good. He would have had to go to the
outside.
back of the pack if he would have caused it. He's making passes. He's up to 17th. Every position he gains from here on out, that's as high as he has been in the running order this entire race.
Down one right.
Big run on Allmendinger as he looks to the inside into turn 3. You can definitely tell the 30-lap pressure tires are helping Harvick. He doesn't have to lift on fresh tires even in dirty air.
All clear.
The rest of the field does. If they're struggling with their
3
cars
wide, you got 2 up top.
from a grip level standpoint.
3 wide, you got 2 up top. 3 wide, 2 outside.
Harvick did burp the gas a little bit that time, and that's because it was such a flat angle into turn 1. He wanted to make sure he was going to stay underneath everybody. 3 wide under Custer and Cindric now.
3 wide, 2
And up to
outside.
14.
3 wide, 2 outside.
Maybe we're only 1 lap down. I think Harvick is 2 down. Byron's inside the top 10. He's up to 9th. Jones of the block. Caution is out, but the leader just crossed the start-finish line. Oh my gosh. Harvick is going to be another lap down again. We have to stay out.
Clear, clear, clear.
Joey Logano just crossed the start-finish line as the yellow flag waved, which means Harvick is, I believe, 3 laps down now. Green flag back in the air at Atlanta. The walls got stacked up on the restart there. I think he got hit from behind. Probably would have got turned if it wasn't for making contact with Harvick.
Car right. Clear
Yeah,
all
so
around.
we just
Car
lost
right.
another lap. I mean, maybe we're only 1 down and we're 2 down again.
Stay left.
Harvick needs to get in front of these guys. Hamlin get a pit. Oh, tight squeeze. Off the exit of turn 4, Hamlin pitted and then nearly went 4 wide. As Harvick, Stenhouse, and Haley just missed from behind. Larson leads on the restart, getting by Logano and Bell. Harvick's got to go.
2 outside.
In case we get a caution, needs to get back.
You're 3.
Another lap here. Contact between Logano and Bell in the back straightaway. It's going to allow Harvick to clear into turn 3.
Clear all around. Stay left. Stay left.
Harvick under Larson off turn 4.
Hold your line.
Side by side.
All clear. car right. Clear, clear,
Stalled
clear.
out a little
Clear,
bit with
clear,
this
clear.
momentum going into turn 1. We'll see if he can get around him. And he's going to clear Kyle Larson in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Quite a few cars on pit road. Larson just pitted from the lead that time. I think Logano stayed out. So we need this to cycle all the way through. Harvick is up to 7th. He is in the top 10 for the first time in this race after being 4 down. It just stinks he lost another lap. There were only, I think, the top 3. Larson, Logano, Bell. I think that they were the only 3 that were on the lead lap when that last caution came out. So I could see us getting up to 4th here, but I think we're going to be a full lap still behind everybody else. Harvick in the top 5 for the first time. I don't think we're on the lead lap. Still waiting on Logano to pit, I believe. No, he is in the pits because he is well behind us. So Logano might be on pit road right now. They're definitely going to have to pit one more time. Harvick is going to have to pit once himself at some point in the stage. He's not going to have that much older tires either, considering they're pitting so early into the stage. So Harvick up to 3rd. I think he is on the lead lap. Might be on the lead lap, but I'm not going to be in the lead.
Stay left.
I mean, we never know at this
All
point.
around.
Don't call it a comeback.
P2 right there. Keep digging.
Harvick up to 2nd. Passed another car who just finally pitted on the front stretch that time. Maybe Logano was the only one past the start-finish line.
Got one
That would
right.
make sense.
Clear, clear, clear. 2 on the outside.
Harvick mistimed his run as he almost turned smoothly right into the
Clear, clear.
66 of Timmy Hill. Crazy flow that this regular season has had to try to hang on to the regular season points lead right now. Kevin Harvick is up to 2nd place after last midway through stage 2 with 4 laps down at that point. And the crazy thing is, I don't think I've actually caused an accident. No, I caused one accident, but I think it was in stage 1. I mean, we've had chances to wreck so many times and somehow haven't, or haven't wrecked the rest of the field. I thought what we did with Kyle Busch in NASCAR 6 was impressive. This is probably a lot of luck as well. But then, I mean, it's just trying to play the strategy with this game, really. Which changes so much throughout the course of the race. And just, you have to credit to not losing a lap at the end of stage 2 when Kyle Larson and Joey Logano were there. If we didn't make those blocks for the last 5 to 10 laps that stage, holding the leaders up at the end of stage 2 while they battle it out for the stage win, then we would be another lap down than what we are right now. And we would definitely not be in position to potentially win this race today. But the chances are here. To get a caution, for me preferably, it'd have to be right after I cross the start-finish line, if that is at all possible. Harvick is going to have to pit before everybody else. He's already gone through about a third of a tank of gas. Not pit during that last caution. And it's obviously worked out for him. That last yellow, by the way, was our 8th caution of the race, our first of the final stage. 2 laps to go, Martins. I would have to assume Joey Logano is leading, but again, we are not 100% sure on that. We will alternate through the different camera angles one final time in today's race as we are down to just 79 laps to go at the Atlanta Motor Speedway on NASCAR 22. Harvick trying to go for the Atlanta sweep. This is a track he's dominated some races out in NASCAR, but never on the super speedway form. They try to come from 4 laps down. One of the biggest comebacks in NASCAR history, really. Caught up in the big one all the way back in stage 1 off of turn 2. Where it all started. It went downhill from there. I definitely counted myself out of it. I mean, I said never say never, but I don't know how much I really bought into it. I think we have to start buying into it more. I wonder how many people tuned away when I was 4 laps down or coming back. Like, what, he's in second? I don't believe it either. But we have had 0 timely... all the cautions have gone against us today. I don't think we've had one caution that's been for us. We've gotten trapped a lap down on 5 of the 8 cautions, and 2 of the cautions were stage breaks. There was only 1 caution we had in this race today where we didn't get caught an extra lap down. Now, we might be a full lap behind the race leader, but we are in second place, and we know that everybody has to pit 1 time, Harvick included. Well, Harvick's just going to have to pit much sooner than everybody else. Really hoping the lights don't turn on. That would be the ultimate kick to the you-know-what. If we had a lights glitch in this race, in a race that is not supposed to be in the nighttime, but we've had that a couple times. Just had it at Nashville, and we had it at Las Vegas early in the season.
Got 1 left.
Harvick to the outside.
Clear.
He went to the top, hoping it's going to free up into turns 1 and 2. It did not. He didn't have anybody to the bottom, though, because he was able to clear Ty Dillon. That's going to allow him to take it 3 wide off the exit of turn 2 underneath BJ McLeod.
3 wide, 2 outside.
Daniel Suarez.
2 on the outside. You're 3. Still there.
Still trying to hold the bottom full throttle.
Still there.
That just did not work out quite like I thought it was going to.
Clear all around.
Ty Dillon going to push the 4 of Harvick. This is definitely a sketchy pack.
Still there. 2 on the outside. You're 3. Reckon.
Caution.
Yellow's out. Reckon. Yellow's out.
And it was when we just passed the start-finish line, which is perfect for Kevin Harvick. Caution flag is out. I don't know if we pit or not here. I think in case we're another lap down, we're going to go all the way to the tail end of the field if we pit, though. I think we have to pit. We have to pit. Seth Thomas says pit. We're pit. Welcome to the stream, Seth. 4 tires and fuel. We're not going to be able to make it to the end of the stage. We're still outside the fuel window, but everybody's still going to have to pit once. This is not Harvick's last stop. He's going to end up making it 2 stops this stage also. Caution's out for the nighttime today. That caution might have been the first one that actually... I don't think it necessarily helped us, but it didn't hurt us. Unless the race leader was not far behind us, but I don't think he was, because we were just getting into turn 1 when the yellow flag waved. So we're going to be in second, but we're at the tail end of the pack because we were the only car that pitted during the caution. Green flag back in the air. We're down to just 66 laps to go at Atlanta. Harvick potentially on the lead lap after being 4 laps down in this race. Not sure exactly who the leader is. He could be a lap down. But he's got fresh tires and he's looking to go for it. Now we just got to hope we get through whatever speed glitches we might see as we've had on restarts today. Pretty much all day. Harvick's going to have slightly fresher tires than everybody else right now, too. Right off the exit of turn 4, trying to stay hooked to that white line so he doesn't run into anybody with the speed glitch or anybody runs into him. He got stuck in the track a couple times today. Harvick lifting, going into the corner. He's all the way down to the apron. He's just trying to stay out of harm's way, really. Got to be smart now. I mean, we went from having to be aggressive to just having to be smart. We're in second. Everybody has to pit once. Got a fast race car behind us of Ross Chastain. Definitely got to give him some big pushes. Harvick's got the grip. Comes Banana Cakes, thanks for tuning in. Don't pit. I feel like it was the smartest decision. This is scary right now. I don't know what's scarier, the end of stage 2, what we saw there, or what we're seeing here. We just gotta hope that the caution doesn't come out in a weird spot. I do not like the speed glitch right now. This is about as bad as it has been today. Pack's starting to break apart at the front of the field. Oh, trouble! Haley around! Harvick misses it, cautions out. And now he's going to stay out of the pits. We're still outside the fuel window to make it to the end. And we have just had our 10th caution of the race. The big one off of turn 2 as Justin Haley got hooked, came back across the field, and Harvick just missed it to the inside. We're back to racing again at Atlanta. Harvick going to be on the outside for the restart here. Needs to get to the bottom quickly. Drafted Kaz Gralla as they get up to speed in the 50. Just gets to the bottom right in front of Kurt Busch. Sohol went for it, got it. Stacking up big time, getting into turns 1 and 2 there as he gets into the back of Cody Ware. I see Logano. He's about 5 cars on the outside in front of Harvick still. I don't think that caution hurt Harvick because they were off of turn 2. He didn't lose an extra lap there, and he was able to pass a lot of cars as he missed the big one. The second big one of the race at that. Window is going to open up to make it upfield to the end of the race here very soon. They weren't quite there yet, and that caution came out. Harvick just passed a bunch of cars leading up to the yellow. 3 wide underneath Corey LaJoie, Brad Keselowski. Probably just going to have to stay behind him as he didn't really have a lot of momentum anyway off of turn 2. Could be racing Logano. Nearly trouble in front of Harvick. Cole Custer got wadded up after nearly getting turned by Chris Buescher into 17. Harvick has to go up to try to block the 50. They're stacking up now behind them. They're losing this lead pack after Custer had to get way out of the gas.
Got one right. Clear, clear, clear.
Speed glitch off turn 2. Busch gonna push the 4. As we go off into the corner. Kurt pushing Harvick. Harvick blocking the 45. Big run for Kevin Harvick as he gets to the bottom. Massive run into 1 and 2. Everyone moved to the outside. He was able to stay on the bottom and pass a bunch of cars there. 2 of them. Thought he was going to get by all 4, but I think the speed glitch slowed us down a little too much.
3 wide, 2 outside.
3 wide, off turn 4 to the bottom.
3 wide, 2 outside.
Logano is in ninth. He is not in the lead anymore. I don't know who the race leader is. Kyle Larson? I mean, he's leading the pack up there, but I don't know if he's in the lead. Make your popcorn, get ready for victory lane, no pressure. This is definitely going to be the greatest comeback in channel history if we can get the win today, and we're in it. Up to second. Lead pack might be slipping away a little bit. If they could get 2 and 3 wide, and this group can stay organized enough, I think Harvick can lead them up there. Everybody else going to have to pit slightly before Harvick. Everybody still has to pit one more time in today's race. And we've got a couple cars pitting off turn 4 right now. That's going to stack everybody up. Massive checkup. Saw some smoke. I'm going to give that up. I was passing way below the white line. We're going to give those spots up. I'm not going to... Now we're having a speed glitch. That's my luck. Of course, we have a speed glitch after something like that happens. Yeah, I wanted to give those spots up, though. That was way below the white line. Sometimes you just gotta get out of the throttle and suffer the consequences of just having to stack up and sit in line. Larson's the leader. He definitely was able to pull ahead of that because he was already ahead of the pack, and almost the entire pack stacked up except for Larson and then one other car. Elliott pushing Harvick. Not sure if anybody else is going to pit anytime soon out of these league groups. Definitely going to have to watch for it. Nobody pits that time. Harvick checked up a little bit in the middle of the corner just to make sure. It's going to give Elliott a big run. He's going to push the 4. That's going to give Harvick a massive run into turn 1 as he gets underneath the 43 of Eric Jones. Elliott stays on the outside. He's got a little bit of momentum off the edge of the corner. Jones and Logano battling for 7. Harvick blocking the 9. The 9 pushes the 4 into 3. Moved up off the bottom right as Harvick had that push from Chase Elliott. He's getting a little bit of help from the 18 of Kyle Busch, who was on the bottom through 3 and 4. He's going to duck back in line on the outside in front of Jones, who pushes the 4. Sends Harvick off into turns 1 and 2 again. Harvick gets underneath the 22. He's able to draft off the 2 of Cindric, who's on the bottom lane. And now they all have a run. Cindric up to block Busch, almost turned himself into the outside wall going into turn 3, and a rookie mistake from the rookie. Got a couple cars pitting off turn 4. Almirola Wallace. Nobody else in the group pits. Busch nearly up the middle. They're wadding up at the end of the front stretch. Harvick going to make a couple more passes as they get their way into turn 1. Larson's in 3rd, so he's not leading either. So Larson 3rd. Harvick 2nd. Bell 4th. Burton's stuck behind a group of 3 wide cars. Reddick's 22nd. Kyle Busch 23rd. Stenhouse is 5th. 3 by 3 at Atlanta off turn 4.
3 wide, 2 outside. 3 wide, 2 outside.
Harvick to the lead. That means the leader was on pit road that time.
Car right. Still there. Clear, clear, clear. Car right. Clear, clear.
Kevin Harvick leads at Atlanta for the first time today. Right when 2311 Racing asked in the chat who the hell is leading, me now. I just got a not wreck.
Got one left. Clear, clear, clear.
Harvick still has to pit, though. That car that just hit pit road is going to be able to make it upfield to the end of the race. Whoever it was. Harvick got a massive push off turn 4 as he closes on the 20 of Bell. On the front stretch, he'll go to the inside of Bell into turns 1 and 2.
All right, hold your line.
Tires have mattered today at Atlanta.
All right, hold your line. Clear, clear. Got one left. Stay high. Clear, clear, clear. Stay right, stay right. Clear, clear,
Stays
clear.
barely in front of Kyle Busch. Bubba Wallace is in second. So Bubba Wallace, I believe, was leading this race. If he's up to second right now. So the race seems to be between the 23 and the 4. Wallace won the Daytona 500. He's a good super speedway racer, so it's probably no surprise that he is the one trying to win this race at Atlanta today. Larson is the highest running driver without a win this season.
Clear,
In
clear,
third.
clear. Car right.
It's going to have to be a fast stop by this 4 team, though.
Car right. All clear.
Better make sure I'm going to take tires. I'm glad I checked that. Nobody pitting out of the pack yet.
Car right.
There'll be a full tank of fuel.
Still next to you.
4 fresh tires. Kyle Busch to the outside of the 4 of Kevin Harvick.
Stay left.
Harvick slides up right in front of Chase Elliott. Elliott going to push the 4. The 4 stays behind the 18. Big synergy on that outside. Heading into turns 3 and 4. Harvick stays out of the pits again. Wallace has to be pulling away from him. Wallace having much fresher tires. Kevin Harvick going to pit this time by. Needs to get to the bottom in order to do so as he makes a big block on Chase Elliott, and Elliott about wrecked. Maybe not a great block by Harvick, but it was a block nonetheless. Into the pits comes the 4. Got to get down to pit road speed, and he does. 4 tires and fuel for Kevin Harvick. This is the money stop. With about 39 laps to go, his final stop of the day. 4 tires and fuel. He's going to cut this final run in half. Knowing his car gets really tight, he's going to have grip to the end of this race. And he's going to have about 5 to 10 lap fresher tires than Bubba Wallace. So now it's time. Can we run the 23 car down? And will we stay green? That's the big thing. We have to stay green until everybody else pits. Which I don't think is going to be too far away from now, but have to stay green until everybody else pits. There goes Bubba Wallace. We're going to be a full lap behind the 23. He is already pitted. We were going to have to pit eventually. Harvick back in 12th. Should cycle back into 2nd. Full lap behind the 23.
Stay left. Clear, clear, clear.
Harvick pulls up right in front of Cascarella. A little bit of drafting help with the 15 to 10 car with Harvick at least. Maybe help the 4 out a little bit. It does seem as if Harvick is a little bit quicker than the 23. I don't know how much quicker, but he's a little bit quicker.
Got one right.
Get to the inside of the 10 of Almirola.
Still next to you.
Can he clear him off of turn 2? No, he does not.
Clear all around.
Rallo going to give the 4 car a big push getting into 3 and 4. This group is definitely about a half a second quicker a lap, maybe more than Wallace.
Car right.
Harvick another massive run.
Hold your line.
Underneath Almirola into 1 and 2.
Clear, clear, clear. Got one right.
Harvick back in line.
Clear, clear, clear.
Doesn't want to run side by side, but he also doesn't want to lift either. Doesn't feel 100% comfortable pushing. That's why he really isn't on the 10. We have a few cars on pit road, so we're just starting to get into more green flag pit stops. Harvick's back inside the top 10 as a result. Down into turn 1, Harvick to the inside of Almirola.
All clear. Got one
Could be able to pass him again.
Still there.
I'm hoping that the 10 and the 36, the 10 and the 50 have already been. 50's in 36. Almirola in 29. Yeah, losing that extra lap. That second to last caution. It wasn't the last caution that cost us the lap, it was the caution before that. It was a 90 yellow. Stenhouse coming out of the pits. He was in the top 5. We'll probably cycle pretty close back to that again. I mean, if Walls catches enough lap traffic, Harvick has some sort of drafting help, maybe there's a chance he can make up a full lap, but he's only got about 32 laps to try to do it. Harvick pushes Almirola. He kind of wanted to get underneath him, but he accidentally pushed him instead. Stalled both the 10 and the 4 out. Quite a few other cars pitting. Bubba Wallace got checked out behind a lot of cars on the front stretch, and Harvick's going to get back on the lead lap as he passes Bubba Wallace. He's up to 6th. So Kevin Harvick back on the lead lap at Atlanta. From 4 down to the lead lap. He was leading at one point. We can get a perfect timing caution. Gonna have to watch the stack ups off turn 4. No major one that time. There's a little bit of one on the front stretch here, but Harvick's not going to get to him by the time he gets into turn 1. Harvick to the outside. Justin Haley got tagged by the 8 of Reddick, got loose. That stacked him up even more. Harvick's in the wall. He didn't hit the wall. I think he was going to clear them all. Haley's in 3rd. He may have to pit still. He's going to try to get to the bottom. Harvick going to try to stay on the outside. Haley going to pit off turn 4. 3 wide. Harvick just able to not make contact with both Reddick and the wall there off turn 4. Harvick to 3rd. He should cycle back to 2nd once the second place car pits, which I guess Wallace would be in 2nd right now, the race leader. Well, no, Wallace is leading. I think he was leading when we got around him. Whoever's in 2nd still has to pit. Bill Elliott can come from 2 laps down to Super Speedway, and we come back from twice as much time. We had cautions in this one, but still. What a comeback for Kevin Harvick. We're down to 27 laps left. And it's good that Harvick has made up these points because William Byron's in 6th. No drafting help for Harvick anymore with all the stack-ups. Best thing that can happen to Kevin Harvick, we get a caution right after he crosses the start-finish line in turns 1 and 2. The last 2 cautions we have had have been that way. And the car pitting off turn 4, well ahead of Harvick. Can't tell who that was. Byron up to 5th place. Second place car was on pit road that time as well, so Harvick up to 2nd. And we know Bubba Wallace is good on fuel to the end of the race. He pitted with less than 50 to go, so he's definitely going to be able to make it. No, we won't have to pit again. We'll be plenty good. We were able to go about 56, 57 laps on fuel earlier. We pitted with 39 laps left, so we're definitely good on fuel to the end. Harvick still has slightly fresher tires. We don't know how far back Bubba Wallace has fallen. You just gotta hope he keeps free falling. The problem is if he catches cars in the draft and he can stay with them, those cars are gonna be faster, which I think would help the 23 car at least maintain some sort of pace. Because the 4 is faster than him because he pitted 10 laps after him. I mean, honestly, the 2 slowest cars on the track are gonna be the first 2 cars that pitted, which were Harvick and Wallace. Tyler Reddick closing in on the 4. We're in second place right now. Man, if this was a 500-mile race, maybe we'd have a shot at the win. Problem is, it's not, so we have about 65 less laps. Byron to 4th. Whoever's in 3rd place, if he's not on the lead lap, he's definitely ahead of the 4, which again, could be Kyle Larson still.
Clear. Stay left.
Reddick has caught Kevin Harvick. Harvick didn't really try to block him. Now he will off the exit of turn 2 as the 8 stayed behind him, and Reddick will push Kevin Harvick. This should help the 4 out at least a little bit. He tries to keep the 8 car in his rearview mirror. Still have 22 laps to go. If we get a caution, I'm definitely staying out of the pits the next time. Again, for a caution to help us, we have to pretty much be either on the front stretch past the start-finish line or in the middle of 1 and 2. Any way, shape, or form for us to be that far ahead of Bubba Wallace enough to still be on the same lap as him. If he crosses the start-finish line, we're just going to lose another lap again. We're going to be a lap down. Which, honestly, if I go a lap down again, I might as well pit. If it's questionable, I'm going to stay out. Truex and Byron catching up to Reddick and Harvick. Harvick leading this pack of at least 4 cars. I am hoping we get a caution, only if it's in the right spot. Again, it is asking for a lot. But that's the only way we're going to have a shot to win this race. I don't want to risk of potentially losing any more positions. With losing an extra lap, we could lose more positions. Maybe only 1, but it's still a spot. Yeah, tires are going to be no problem to the end of this race. Down to 16 laps to go at the line. Harvick trying to pull to the inside of the 19. Harvick blocking. Cowboys fan number 88, thanks for tuning in. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays. Just pushing Harvick all the way through 3 and 4.
Clear, clear.
Had 5 or 6 overtime finishes this year, just stating. Maybe we get another today at Atlanta. It's like got chills in your spine from stage 2 almost going to... Yeah. And we held on. I mean, how rare is it that we not only didn't wreck, but we actually held on and did our job. Which at that time was just to stay on the lap we were currently on. I think I see Larson back there closing in. If he is in 3rd, Harvick may have to battle Larson for position to the end of this race. I think the only other time I finished 2nd in a race this season was at Auto Club. 2nd race of the year. I believe this will be the 9th top 5 of the season. Our next race will be on Friday night. It will be a 50% race at New Hampshire. Bubba Wallace is leading right now. Trucks with a big push. The 4 car. Maybe they bottleneck up and we get a wreck. Hamlin in 4th. Harvick goes up the track. He got shoved by the 19.
Clear all around.
Byron to push the 4. Byron lost a spot to Hamlin. He's trying to run him down. Harvick doesn't want the 24 to catch the 11 if at all possible. And that's actually Stenhouse, not Larson, who was that blue car catching up. I don't know if the 23 car's back in that pack, man. I don't think he is. Byron shoves the 4 car going into turns 3 and 4. Backing up to get a push from the 21 of Harrison Burton, who is in 30th. 10 laps to go at Atlanta. Actually 11. We'll have to look at that counter at the top of the screen. 11 laps to go. Can't look at the stage 3 counter because we weren't on the lead lap when we started the stage.
Got one right. All clear.
I think Auto Club in this game is one of the better tracks. NASCAR 22. Maybe Stenhouse gets by Byron for another spot if Byron doesn't get a top 5 today. Won the first stage, was 12th at the end of stage 2. And he outscored Harvick by 10 in the stages. So Harvick looking to outscore him in the race results, which would actually still net gain Byron, considering that he would only beat the 24 car by 3 points as of right now. Finishing results, so he'd lose 7 total, which would make the points lead drop from 25 to 18. It was looking like Byron was going to walk away with the points lead today, considering he won stage 1 and Harvick was still, what, like 39th at the end of stage 1? 2 laps down at the time, then we lost 2 more laps in the middle of stage 2. That's the thing, we were 4 down, and then we ended up going 3 down. early in this final stage, too. So we went from 4 laps down to 2 at the end of stage 2, but then a scoring glitch caused us to go a 3rd lap down at the start of this stage. But us only having to pit once under green versus the rest of the field twice is the difference maker here. I don't even know that there's a big pack anywhere on the track. I wonder if caution is out, and we're going to overtime as I think it flew with about 7 laps to go. And I don't think Bubba Wallace got to the start-finish line yet because Harvick was just getting into turn 1. Our 11th caution of the race today is going to set up an overtime finish. And Bubba Wallace and Kevin Harvick are going to be on the front row as the green flag is back in the air in Atlanta. An overtime finish for Harvick to try to win the race and come from 4 laps down. Will he get the push from the 22 of Logano? Side by side for the race lead on the back straightaway. Logano going to push Kevin Harvick. But Wallace still on the inside as Xander turns 3 and 4. Of course, we have a speed glitch going on right now, which is not going to make matters any better. Logano to the inside. 3 wide to the line. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. Wallace squeezes Harvick up near the wall. Into the wall goes Kevin Harvick. He can't hold on to it. He got squeezed 3 wide. There was no chance. Speed glitches maybe slowing him down off of turn 2 again. He's getting a big shot into 3 and 4. He's too far back. Bubba Wallace holding on. Another speed glitch in 3 and 4. Up into the wall again goes Harvick. And Bubba Wallace is going to win at Atlanta. Harvick held on until he got squeezed up the racetrack a little too long. We had a chance. That's all I asked for. And we still finished the lap down. What? Wait, that wasn't even for the win. You mean to tell me that we were... I don't buy it. I don't buy it. He had to have crossed the start-finish line before that caution came out, which trapped us another lap down. There was no way we were that many laps down. Well, dang. That was anticlimactic after all. I thought that was for the win. I'm not as upset about him squeezing me into the wall then. He did squeeze us into the wall, but that's okay. Bubba Wallace gets the win at Atlanta, 2nd win of the season, 4th of his career. Kevin Harvick can go on to win, or come back from 4 laps down to finish 2nd. Well, we only gained 3 of those laps, I guess. I think we got back on the lead lap, but then what I'm thinking is when that caution came out, that forced overtime, I'm going to assume Bubba Wallace crossed the start-finish line. Because we were just getting into turn 1. If he was a half straightaway behind us across start-finish line, that would have put us a lap down again. Because we were leading before I pitted. He pitted, and then we took the lead. So that tells me that we were on the lead lap. We couldn't have lost 2 laps during green flag pit stops because when we came out of the pits, we were right behind him. Then we got around him, which should have unlapped us. And then we had that caution with 7 to go. So that's what I'm thinking. That would be the only logical explanation because we were leading for about 10 laps. So we would have had to have been on the lead lap when we passed him when we came out of the pits. But I'll still take a 2nd place finish, though, considering what it was. If we're looking at the big picture for the regular season championship for right now, we only lost 7 points to Byron. He scored us 10-0 in the stages, but we outscored him by 3 points in the race results. So we're going to have an 18-point lead over William Byron going into the next race of the season, which is going to be a 50% race at New Hampshire. And again, that will be taking place on Friday night. Restarted. Try it again. Yeah, let's just do this race over again. We already restarted it a few times at the beginning. Why not? I guarantee I will not finish 2nd again. There's no way. That was so difficult. To do what we did, still came back to finish second. That's the greatest comeback to never win a race. That's the greatest comeback and not win a race in NASCAR history. Oh man, that would have definitely been the biggest comeback in channel history. We potentially had one of the biggest earlier in the week on NASCAR 6 at Dover in our Busch Series race, coming from a lap down with less than 50 to go. That wasn't because the game was glitchy. That's because we got back on the lead lap, got a timely yellow, and was able to get to the lead with about 4 laps to go. But here, it was a little different. There's your finishing results. Bubba Wallace with the win, Kevin Harvick second, Kyle Larson in third, Denny Hamlin fourth, William Byron will round out the top 5 and fifth, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finishes sixth, Joey Logano seventh, Justin Haley in eighth, Eric Jones ninth, and Austin Dillon will round out the top 10. We'll see if anybody DNF'd. I don't think anybody DNF'd in this race, but we'll make sure. The stage winners, by the way, were William Byron. Again, he won stage 1, and then stage 2 was won by Logano. They finished 5th and 7th. Alrighty. I'm taking my screenshots. Unfortunately, we are not in victory lane today, but that was of all the races that we have had on the channel, that was certainly one of them. This is very unique, to say the least. I got something in my eye. Looks like Cole Custer DNF'd. So I guess he was the only driver that failed to finish. I wonder if he brought out the last caution. Possible. 11 yellows in this race. We wouldn't have won that last caution coming out. If it would have came out just a smidge sooner, a couple seconds sooner, we might have been able to battle Wallace for the win, which we ended up still not passing him anyway, but would have made it even that much more interesting. Yeah, congratulations to him. As another repeat winner, we're down to 7 races left in the regular season. We're at 8 different winners still. So that means that we will have at least one driver lock themselves in on points. So there will be no chance at 16 or more winners this season. So we will have drivers locking themselves in on points. So for those drivers that are not locked in yet, they don't need a win, though. It would be crucial for those around the cutoff line, because we've been close to seeing some upsets in recent races. We weren't really going to get an upset considering Wallace already won a race this year, but Stenhouse had a top 5, well below the cutoff line. Hamlin's below it, finished 4th. Larson not below it, he's above it, but he's still winless. We almost had a new winner again. Alrighty, that's going to end tonight's stream. That's all I've got. I'm exhausted after this one. Thanks everybody for watching. Subscribe, hit that like button if you haven't done either of those 2 things already. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. We'll have a Throwback Thursday live stream on the channel, and I believe we'll be rewatching the 2010 Daytona 500. I'll check real quick, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the 2010 500. I haven't looked at the poll yet today, but it was trending towards 2010. Last I checked last night. Yep. 40% said 2010. We had 168 votes this week in the poll in the community tab. So tomorrow's Throwback Thursday stream, we'll be rewatching the 2010 Daytona 500. No spoilers for that one if you are going to watch. We'll have fun with that. That'll start at 6 tomorrow evening, Eastern Standard Time. Have a good rest of your night, everybody. Enjoy.